out नहीं, buy back. You can buy back shares. So company has, देखो company is making so much of money. Company is making so much of money. The company is saying, चलो भाई आपका लोन ला लो वापस. I'm paying you back. आपका share दे दो. Take your money. That's share दे दो. Take your money, sir. It means, right? It is a buyback. Use the right term. You can say repayment, but you're an evolved audience here, so use a proper term. Buyback of shares. Excuse me. This is a wonderful case. आप जरा देखो ये case क्या है. Company is making so much of money from operations that not only it is paying back, it's also got surplus money to Nestle India. One sec, sir. One sec. In fact, I'll draw four categories and then I'll take questions. I can start with you again, sir. I want to finish this with your permission. You can have any permutation combination. अभी क्या दूँ आपको मैं? Okay. Minus, plus. Okay. I heard that. Minus, plus. Right. इधर भी एक plus डाल लेते हैं. चलो ना एक plus इधर भी ले लेते हैं. तो वो भी analysis हो जाएगा. देखिए, so spontaneous. Thank you. Company is making, now you tell me, company is making profits or losses? Right, thank you friends. Company is raising money or paying back money? Raising or paying back? Thank you. Is the company investing or is the company divesting? The answer is divesting. देखिए ये plus है, plus मतलब inflow है. तो when Aircel sold their towers to GTL and raised 18,000 crores, this number came as plus 18,000 crores. When Bombay Dyeing, the example that we discussed in the morning, when Bombay Dyeing sold, thank you, the land and other investments, this will become a positive number. So this plus only means money is coming in, inflow. Having said this, please note, right, I'm open, we can keep doing this. Right, different permutation combination. You can take one, make me repeat, or you can analyze anything. Anybody before I take, sirs, will be a good analysis. Any repetition on this? Can I repeat it for my confirmation? Plus कुछ नहीं, simplified key. Plus inflow minus outflow. बात खत्म. 3 areas. Cash from operations. Cash सोचिए कहाँ से आएगा पैसा की? How will I ask the entrepreneur? He'll tell you. How does a company raise money? 1, from operations. Second, from financing. Third, or sir would say about it, investing. So if you look at this, keep your numbers, you calculate it, and please note, you are not preparing anything. You are only reading it. My thing is, if you see a plus here, profit. If you see a minus here, loss. If you see a plus here, company is raising money. If you see a minus here, company is repaying money. If you see a minus here in investments, the company is investing money. If you see a plus, right, company is divesting assets. That's it. You analyze your case, you come to your conclusion. That's how we start this entire cash flow statement. Let me take some more questions. Sir, can I start with you?
Government infrastructure is there, like building highways and all.
Yeah.
Will come in a second category?
Good. Very good. Absolutely. So they'll make losses initially. They'll still raise bonds from us in the form of infrastructure bonds. And they'll keep investing. Yes. But because it is government, this can go on for 10, 15 years. Good one, sir. Very good one. Fantastic. Something more before I get you all to ratios. Yes. With the second one, this companies will, right? Technically, they will not. Right? Because they're not making money through operations at all. Any other questions? I told you it's simple. I made my point. Look at it. We're not even finished the day. I'll get time for bonus. God bless. I want to get into ratios now. Please. Yeah, sorry. I was looking at questions. Yeah.
Financing basically borrowing. Borrowing is debt.
Nahi bete. Financing is of 2 types. Right? I don't mind repeating any number of times. Liabilities are of 2 types. What are the 2 types of liabilities? Equity and debt. So, ma'am said borrowing. I like that. But borrowing is not the only way financing. No. Financing can also be by issuing shares. बैलेंस शीट देखिए 2 आते हैं ना लाइबिलिटी साइड में ओनर्स फंड्स एंड आउटसाइड फंड्स सो यू आर राइट फाइनेंसिंग कैन बी बाय वे ऑफ बोरोइंग डोंट से विल बी इट कैन बी दिस और इट कैन बी इक्विटी दोनों हो सकते हैं
But if it is borrowing, then it is negative. I mean, basically debt.
हाँ
Debt is negative.
No, now that is right. This is where you need to understand that is debt. That's what he asked the question, which I'll get into ratios now. Is debt, how much debt to take? Abhi ratios. The last part from my side, ratios. What are ratios for dear colleagues? Anything on cash flow? One more, please go ahead.
I want to understand if you could get more detail in terms of operating cash flow, financial cash flow.
Yeah. Operating cash flow is nothing but PAT plus DNA. Financing cash flow is nothing but equity and debt. Investments are nothing but investment in fixed assets and current assets.
But for financing the financing cash
Huh.
flow, because by India with equity cash flow, but on the debt,
Same thing, no? You will raise money through loans.
non-fund-based loans.
Right? There is nothing known as a non-fund based loan. It is only meant by non-fund based facility. This is not related to cash flow. We'll talk about it. What I'll do is I'll accommodate you. You've got a good question. First, I want to talk about ratios. Anything on cash flow, dear friends? So here we go. Profit and loss with you, balance sheet with you, cash flow with you. All the statements are with you. Now let me do what Mr. Yashwant did so beautifully. You'll get into ratio analysis. One way you can do it, and you have already started doing it even before I talked about it. That gentleman sitting, sorry, mine. Right, Mr. Mahadev did that, Mr. Yashwant did that so beautifully. When you look at these numbers, you can start calculating ratios. Ma'am was talking about it. What is a ratio? A ratio is, just by looking at numbers, one of the ratios is, let me start by accommodating this young friend. I'm rubbing this with your permission, right, is to look at one ratio which is known as debt to equity ratio. So here we go to ratio analysis. Statements aa gaya. Sub terms aa gaya, maja aa gaya. Abhi analysis, last part, superb. So first ratio that you will look at is what is known as debt to equity. What is debt to equity? Debt to equity, sir, is debt basically means outside funds. I know I'm repeating, and I want you all to keep nodding. Debt is outside funds. Equity is owner's funds. Or directly you can take what is known as net worth. Typically people say in debt equity ratio should be 1:1. My request to you all is, please remember, sir, there are no standard debt equity ratios. For the example that sir gave about infrastructure companies, okay, let me start with Sudhir sir, right? For Sudhir sir, maybe 1:1 is good, right? Growing company, sir is doing very well. Maybe sir would like to also keep it as, please understand, debt equity ratio as 2:1. So for every 1 rupee of his, he may borrow 2 rupees. Or he may also like to keep it as 1:2. What is 1:2 means? For every, this is debt, this is equity. Pankaj? For every 2 rupees of his own money, he is going to only borrow 1 rupee. This, I don't know which is good or bad. That I will not say now. I'll tell you later. This you can say is typically conservative promoters. Okay, good one. This, it shows aggression. Also, you have to also realize there are something known as industry-specific ratios. See, for Eureka Forbes, I can say 1:1. Siddharth sir will smile, he'll say, good. If what Mr. Venkat said, suppose I say 1:1 for, right, infrastructure companies. Thank you for the smile. 1:1, 40,000 crore project, GVK. 1:1. That means promoters have to bring in half of that, 20,000 crores. Promoter बोलेगा कितना, मेरे पास इतना पैसा है ही नहीं, मैं कहाँ से लाएगा ये, right? Please note, right? The promoters will say, I don't have. So for such industries, please go ahead, right? For such industries, you will have very high ratios. Right? Don't be surprised. For power, you may have, ma'am, 7:1. Hoga. And for infrastructure, can I now speak the language and keep nodding? For infrastructure companies, you may have something known as moratorium also. That industry deserves it. The industry deserves a moratorium. For building a bridge, I need 3 years. Take a moratorium and we'll go with 7:1. Now what you have to understand is, so don't, this was your question, Bete, right in the morning. Don't fixate yourself to debt to equity. What Pankaj sir you should look at, what Rajiv sir you should look at is not debt to equity. Acha, by the way, debt is this ratio is also known as leverage ratio. Debt typically is known as leverage. Debt typically is known as leverage. Let me come back and ask you a question, right? Let me come back and ask you a question. Colleagues, we are doing wonderfully. Let's not break the tempo. We'll finish also well. What's a lever? Okay, so let me ask a question to Amolji, right? Amolji, suppose we are driving and we have a flat tire. We want to change the tire. Typically, we use a jack, right? We use a jack and then we change the flat tire. Why? Why do we use a jack? Yeah, to replace the jack, right? I can't resist this, right? We are right. One is to do it, right? You take a lever, jack, crank it up, and then it goes up. Why do you use this lever? Why do you use this jack?
Maximum effort is transferred with maximum energy is transferred with minimum effort. Required air pressure, increase efficiency.
Lever is the trainer's language. I'm only repeating now, right? Okay, right? Lever is you can lift a heavy load by applying a minimum force. Why is debt known as lever, right? For a simple reason. I have 2 rupees with me. I have 2 lakhs with me. If I can go and borrow 8 lakhs, I can now do something worth 10 lakhs. I have 20 lakhs with me. I am able to borrow 70 lakhs. I can now buy a house worth 90 lakhs. How I can buy a house worth 90 lakhs by having only 20 lakhs is lever. That is why it is. Finance is that, my friends. Finance is logic. If somebody stands here and says leverage ratio in that presentation, remember what he is trying to indicate. He is trying to indicate debt. This company has a very high leverage ratio. That means what he is trying to indicate is company's debt has gone up significantly. Can I tell you some, in the case, can you think of, right, any industry which has got very high leverage ratios? Infrastructure. Okay. Don't give back my this thing to me. Okay. But okay, good. God bless. What else? Energy sector. Okay. Jibu sir, you covered with good answers. Okay. Capital intensive. Telecom. Okay. Thank you. That's your answer. You know what is a banking industry? Right? Banking industry typically works on a debt equity. Shock, no? Right? On debt equity ratio of 15:1, 20:1. Because banking is like this. Bank accepts deposits, gives out loans. This deposit is taken as debt to the bank. I always joke with my FMBites back there in college. I say, if a banker keeps coming and harassing you, saying your leverage ratio is high, once in a while you turn back and ask the banker, what is your leverage ratio? Right? Never be fixated on leverage ratios. You know what is a better ratio? What is a better thing? Leverage, yes. What you should look at, Siddharth sir, is interest service coverage ratio. Don't get fixated with this ratio. Welcome to the next ratio. Debt equity, good. Don't say 1:1, 2:1 managers. We are much beyond that. And never ask this question. Does RBI say that you should have something? RBI doesn't say, SEBI doesn't say. So what is it that you should look at? When you are looking for numbers, you should look at what is known as, and you will give me this answer. So leverage ratio. The next ratio that will come is what is known as, the next ratio that will come, Yaswant sir, is known as interest service coverage ratio. What is interest service coverage ratio? Sir, each one of you all have got the P&L with you. I'm not going to make you all repeat. Think about it. What is interest service coverage ratio? Look at that term. What do you have, Sudhir sir, to pay the interest? And look at your P&L and you will get the answer. This is nothing but EBIT, earnings before interest and tax, divided by interest. Finish. Because interest is going to be paid from EBIT. And what is EBIT? Like use, right? What is EBIT? EBIT is nothing but earnings before interest and tax. And can I give you a rule for ratios? A simple rule for ratios. So The key for analyzing ratios is very simple. Keep numerator separate, keep denominator separate. I have been giving keys to you all today. Here is one more key, right? Keep numerator separate and denominator separate. Now tell me about coverage ratio. Do you want EBIT to be high or low? Obviously high. Do you want interest to be low or high? Interest to be low. So higher the interest coverage ratio, better it is. Thank you for nodding. If the value is greater than 4, brilliant. That means this company is earning 4 rupees to pay 1 rupee as interest. Maja aayega ye company. Acha hai. We can look at lending, we can look at investing, whatever is your, right? If the value is greater, the value better. Value is greater than 4, right? I'm giving you numbers now. If the value is between 2 and 4, good. But yeah, good, but I'm not that comfortable. Yeah, theek hai. If the value is less than 1, Yashwant sir, pleasure having you, and you will close it. If this value comes out to 0.8, less than 1, what does it mean, Yashwant sir? It means that this company does not even earn that much to pay its interest. It's already in a debt trap. And we talked about some airline companies. I don't want to keep repeating it. We talked about some companies. Here it is. If the value is less than 1, the company is in a debt trap. Simple, plain thing. Here we go again. One last time. Leverage ratio important. More practical is what is known as interest service coverage ratio, which is EBIT by interest. The next ratio that we can take up, this is how we do finance. This is how you enjoy it. The third ratio that you can take up is what is known as a beautiful ratio, which is known as profitability ratios. What is a profitability ratio? A profitability ratio is, right, thank you ma'am. A profitability ratio you can take at any level. So one level you can take is EBITDA divided by sales. And now I don't need to tell you all what is EBITDA, my friends. The next, you decide where to plug and start analyzing. The next thing that you can do is EBIT by sales. The third thing that you can do, you can say, which a dear colleague has been saying, ma'am has been saying repeatedly, net profit margin. What is this net profit margin? It is net profit or PAT divided by sales. A esteemed colleague, he talked about right in the morning, thank you, he talked about gross profit. Gross is, you are at the beginning. If you keep coming down, you are approaching the net. And obviously, I don't need to ask you all, higher the profitability margin, better it is. That's an intensive thing. And how do we do? How good or how bad? We will do, you all said it, you will do relative analysis. अरे ये hospital अच्छा है, 40% margin है ये business में. लेकिन एक मिनट है, ये business में 40% margin है, लेकिन Kohinoor is exceptionally good. You know why? Because when other hospitals, I'm just giving an example, right? When other hospitals are having, right, a margin of only 35%, Kohinoor is getting a margin of 40%. That makes that is a very high. Not only is the industry profitable, please note, Kohinoor is exceptionally profitable. Are you understanding how bankers look at the situation? Are you understanding how analysts look at the situation? Look at interest coverage, look at profitability ratio, right? There is one more ratio, right? It's all plain and simple. It is known as, one sec, Pankajji, it will be a pleasure, right? One sec, right? Okay, then I'll not rub it. They'll just write it down, then I'll take your question. It is something known as turnover ratios. Keep finance simple and logical, my friends. We are all gifted with logic. And you can really enjoy this subject if you understand things. And today I have only demystified. What is turnover ratio? When I was walking around, a colleague was doing a turnover ratio. The word turnover stands for sales. So when you say turnover ratio, everything will be linked to sales. Every single thing will be linked to sales. For example, let me now come back and tell you what is turnover ratio. But before I come to turnover ratio, it will give me an opportunity to take a question. I'll not turn towards you, but can you go ahead? Go ahead, Pankaj, boliye na.
So this profitability ratio, it indicates that higher is the profitability ratio, higher is the margin for the company.
Absolutely. It basically means if you are investing in Kohinoor, it is good, but don't get admitted in Kohinoor.
What is the difference between margin and profit?
Hari, lovely question, sir. Lovely question. One sec. Pankaj, did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Right? One more. Bolo na, please.
Suppose there are one single product,
Huh.
similar features,
Huh.
and two companies.
Huh.
One company is having higher profitability ratio, second company is having lower profitability ratio. Does it mean that you are getting the same features and same facility from the
And the first one is able to charge very good, yeah. Is able to charge higher because of the brand appeal. Thank you. It's because, and that's how most MNCs play in this game. Right? The word brand comes because it's a fact, right? And your McDonald's of the world, right? If you take your kid along, you finish. You know that it's not value for money, but a kid will go it for the toys. For a simple reason, you will see then you're not paying for that basic commodity. You're paying for the brand. As simple. Another example, Johnson and Johnson. Ask any young mother. Right? By default, if you say, "Arey, don't use Johnson & Johnson powder, you use Wipro powder," by default they'll go and pick up Johnson & Johnson because it's all about brand. If you see that companies have exceptionally high profitability, better than the industry, one is they are doing something about the cost, or second, they are able to create a good brand. It's about brand. Pankaj, good one here, right? Yeah, Reliance started off as a brand, Bimal, during Dhirubhai's time. Today, Reliance you can use as an example for anything and everything. So in fact, the joke that I always used to crack, and this is as a joke, but it's a practical joke again. You see, 2008 was bad for my kids, right? For the placements were not happening in SPJ. So, right, Dean sir said, go and talk to the kids, encourage them, and we'll try and get companies. We want 100% placement. So I like to crack a joke here. Now, you see 50-minute lecture here, and these kids are all very good. So you go to them, you motivate them. So all that I said is, in an interview, people will ask you questions, right? And they will ask you, right? He may have fought with his wife. He'll come and take a stress interview. At the end of it, he'll ask you some questions, and then he'll say it's a stress interview. वो पूरा घर का गुस्सा उस बच्चे पे निकल रहा है, right? You can't say anything to that. One thing you should do in an interview is never say no, because then you might lose out that chance. Then I told them a trick, which I want to share with you, since you asked me about Reliance. It's an actual joke. I said, in an interview, if somebody asks you, which company in India has done this? And if you know the answer, go ahead, give the answer. Thinking, that's important in an interview. And then after 2 minutes, you should say Reliance Industries. Which company in India has done forward integration and backward integration? Which company in India, right, typically used to pay dividends to shareholders and not pay a single rupee as tax to the government of India, right? Which company in India, this is just a joke, knew the budget before the budget is being announced? Which company in India, right, knows the budget and today frames the budget, right? Which company in India is known for shareholders' wealth, Dhirubhai's time? Answer is Reliance. Which company in India has taken a 100-year loan? Reliance. Similarly, the second part of the joke is, so if you say Reliance, now the joke is not over, I'm finishing it now, right? The moment you say Reliance, 9 out of 10 times your answer will be right. Dunia bhar ka cheez Reliance ne kiya hua hai. If you are wrong also, the interviewer will think, पता नहीं यार Reliance ने किया भी होगा, अभी ये बच्चे के सामने मैं बोल दूँ नहीं आएगा. You say continue. I'll go to the next question, right? Similarly, which bank in India has tried? ICICI Bank. You can see this, So these are all corporates which keep trying. Least cost loan. The cost of funding. And since a dear colleague asked me what is WAC, I know it's not a part of the topic, but I want to accommodate as far as possible. WAC. Which company has got the cheapest cost funds in India? It's which company? I don't use it back in. The answer is Reliance Industries, right? 2.3% was their funding cost, and that's a very important concept. Since somebody asked, this is where I wanted turnover ratio, but since a colleague wanted, please note there is a jargon which is known as WAC. I'll come back to turnover in a minute. WAC stands for, and dear Anuj and Pankaj wanted me to just touch upon it. WAC, good, no problem. WAC stands for weighted average cost of capital. Good learning. Weighted average cost of capital.
Which is also profitability.
It is, Rajiv sir, na? It is more of a cost ratio. From there you can derive profitability. Okay. Hey, why is it weighted average cost of capital? Here. We'll do it together. Then we'll go to turnover ratios. Right. Excuse me. WAC. Right. 2 minutes. But if I can satisfy somebody, I'll be happy. Excuse me. Here it is. I want 70 crores. I go to dear Ashwant, who is a dear friend, he gives me 35 crores. And he is ready to give it to me at 9%. Now I need another 35 crores. I'm short. So he can't give it because he does not have the capacity. I go to, right, Mr. Venkat. Sir is ready to give me 35 crores. But then he says, Mr. Menon, I don't know you that well. I just met you today. So it looks like there's a credit risk. But I'm still ready to give it to you, but at 11%. Even before I ask the questions, you are finishing it. God bless you all. What is my average cost? In this case, it's very simple. 9 and 11, 10%. How did you calculate? Right, you would have done this 35 into 9% plus 35 into 11%. So you are running the company, doc. You need to understand what's WACC. Divided by 35 plus 35. Sorry, friends. I'm so happy to see that dear Ashwant now is ready to give me 50 lakhs. So I need to go to Mr. Venkat only for 20 lakhs. Calculation, you may not be able to tell me like earlier, 10. But the calculation remains the same. Instead of 35, you will say 50. Instead of 35 here, you will say 20. Divided by, this remains as 70, right? And divided by 50 plus 20. The term is weighted average cost of capital, right? So please note, since you wanted me to link it to profitability, lower the WACC, higher will be the profitability. Reliance has been in such a good position to lower its WACC that it's really churning out money, right, left, right, and center. Having said this, I want to go on to the last set of ratios. Thank you for your questions. That is known as turnover ratios. Here is the working capital cycle. I want to finish this by linking this up. We did this together, right? We linked this together, right? And I want to link it up and close, right? What is a turnover ratio? Close from my side, I know I've written it down, bonus, which I will like to discuss 5 minutes after I finish the course, right? Please note, what is a turnover ratio? Turnover means, thank you, sir. Turnover means linked to sales. Khatam, remember this key. Turnover means linked to sales. So, moment you say turnover ratio, the first thing that you will say is fixed assets turnover ratio. What is fixed asset turnover ratio? It is sales divided by fixed assets. Simple. Sales divided by fixed assets. Kitna simple hai life. Turnover ratio. Again, let us look at this. Numerator, denominator. Do you want a high numerator or a low, high or a low numerator? Obviously high. Do you want to generate that sales with a very high denominator or a low denominator? Low. So obviously you all want very high numerator, very low denominator. Higher the ratio, better it is. Earlier fixed asset turnover of Owens was 8. Now it has become 11. Wow. They are able to turn the cycles better. They are utilizing their fixed assets better. Their capacity, thank you, their capacity utilization has improved. How are we talking in these terms? By looking at this ratio. And remember one thing, never compare an old company with a new company. You can use fixed asset turnover ratio to compare one company across a line, but don't compare a new company with an old company, because then you are making a mistake. Because if it is a new company, its fixed assets will be high, no depreciation. So are you all understanding what I am trying to say? Automatically denominator will be, ratio will drop. But if it is an old company, 20-30-year-old company, तो assets ही पूरा depreciated हो जाएगा. तो by default यहाँ पे relative analysis मत करना. Where you should do absolute, where you should do relative, you should be clear. If you compare an old company's turnover ratio will always be higher than a new company. So what we do for fixed asset turnover is, we don't compare company to company unless it is of the same age. You look at one company and see how it is moving. The next ratio that will come in is what is known as inventory turnover ratio. What is inventory turnover ratio? sales divided by inventory. Keep things simple. When you walk out today, you should feel, yaar, maja aa gaya. This is how we do finance. What is sales by inventory? And I'm not going to ask you all questions. I can see when you all are nodding. Higher the ratio, better. Arey, maja aa gaya, yaar. This guy is rolling his inventory better. Next ratio that you could have is, right, debtor turnover ratio, which is nothing but debtor turnover ratio, which is nothing but sales by receivables. Again, you want to have a very high sales? Do you want to have very high, Siddharth sir? Thank you, sir. Do you want to have a very high receivable ratio? Obviously not. Higher the ratio, better. Every element of finance will tell you. So, moment you say turnover, you should ask, turnover means sales. Which turnover? Fixed assets, sales by fixed assets. Oh, inventory turnover, sales by inventory. Receivable turnover, sales by receivables. So, if you start looking at this entire chart, you would realize that this entire receivable approach was done by, I'll take 1 minute more, was done by a gentleman by the name of DuPont. And that's where he carried out what is known as DuPont analysis. I had said that I want to talk about Hindustan Lever, and I want to finish my session by giving you Hindustan Lever's example. That was the cycle. Let me tell you one thing. Dear Anuj kept asking, hey, kya hai ye? Baar baar bol rahe hai, people are investing less. I'll tell you the best way to do business, and this is my last thing from my side. I'll do bonus, right? 5 minutes, right? The best way to do business, is with, I keep saying this, and I repeat, is with other people's money. Best way to do business is with other people's money. We have a ratio which is known as return on investment. Return on your investment. If you're doing business with other people's money, whatever be your, right, now you all are telling me, whatever be your numerator, denominator is what succeeds. Hindustan Lever. I have got 2 comments to make before I stop. One on working capital, second on strategy. First comment, Hindustan Lever. This is how they used to talk to raw material suppliers. You give me 4 months credit. If you give me 4 months credit, I know for others you are giving 2 months credit. To me, I want 4 months credit. You want it? Give it to me or go. I'm Hindustan Lever. I got 10 people to supply for me. Suppliers used to still go back and say, no problem. We'll give you 4 months credit. Take. Right? Why? Because Hindustan Lever, everybody knew, works on economies of scale. एक order ले लिया उनसे, bulk purchase करेगा बार बार. And I'm talking of Hindustan Lever of the 90s. Then something went wrong, which I'll tell you. That's the second and the last part of my discussion. So look at it. Raw material is lying in Hindustan Lever's godown. Payment is going to be paid after 4 months for it, sir. Who is financing it? Supplier. Absolutely, right? Some colleagues were talking of channel financing. Here it is. So let's look at Hindustan Lever. Hindustan Lever typically used to take the best credit terms from the suppliers, and there also, I'm not finished. There also Hindustan Lever used to say, we will operate on just in time. That means when we want, we will order, you have to give within 2 days. So we will not keep inventory with us, you have to keep inventory. Hey, if you can do that, good, then you become our supplier. Otherwise, forget, I've got 10 other people. So if you look at this cycle, please note, colleagues, negative working capital, right? What is negative working capital? If you look at it, Hindustan Lever, raw material inventory, minimum. Raw material inventory minimum, because supplier is maintaining it. Work in progress for Hindustan Lever, those days is to be minimum, because they used to use the best technology. So this is down, finished goods inventory. Those days, Hindustan Lever is to produce to sell. माल बनाया बेचा, brand, उन्होंने बोला, पंकज beautifully brand था, right? So ये भी minimal. Receivables, right? They used to talk to their distributors like this, right? Either cash and carry, better if you can give advance. And if you can give an interest-free deposit, even more better. And people used to give that. Because my FMB kids tell me, friends, young friends like him, they tell me, sir, वो जमाने में people used to say, हिंदुस्तान लीवर का डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है ना, लड़की दे दो, क्योंकि उसका श्योर शॉट पैसा बनने वाला है. डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरशिप ऑफ हिंदुस्तान वो वाज अ प्राइस थिंग, क्योंकि जैसे ही डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरशिप मिला मालूम है माल बिकने ही वाला है, इतना डिमांड है प्रोडक्ट का. एंड हिंदुस्तान लीवर को भी पता था, तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर को दबाता था, गिव मी एन इंटरेस्ट फ्री डिपॉजिट. ठीक है, तो ये भी खत्म, ये भी नहीं है. एक्सक्यूज मी, cash is ignored in this discussion for 2 minutes, and then I'll bring it up, my last point for you all. Please understand, right? This is minimum, this is minimum, this is minimum, this is minimum. Your payables was very high, because you're going to pay the guy after 4 months. What was your working capital? The working capital was current asset minus current liabilities. You are able to, current asset is minimal, current liability is huge. You are now churning out your business with other people's money. They say that stretch your supplier as much as possible and recover from your customer as early as possible. If you can do that, life becomes easier for the marketing guy. Unfortunately, this is a beautiful experiment. I have to end by saying something went wrong with Hindustan Lever. What? Not to say something negative about Hindustan Lever. I have to give you, this was a beautiful cycle which was operating in their favor. I want to end my part of the portion and then talk about bonus, right, by telling you one very important thing. What went wrong with Hindustan Lever, my friends, was when it started generating cash. Turnover ratio was good, asset turnover was good, profitability ratio was good, beautiful, it started generating cash. Somewhere down the line, the top management said, FMCG is typically a cyclical business. And if FMCG is a cyclical business, moment the cycle turns, people will stop buying FMCG products. So can we invest in some recession-proof industry? So the discussion started in the management circles. Can we invest in some recession-proof industry? And can you think of some recession-proof industry? One sitting right here, a recession-proof industry, hospitals, pharma, what else? Education. Education unfortunately has become business now, but yes, you're right, education. Hospitality, no. Hotels मार पड़ती है सर, बुरी तरह से. Travel tourism मार पड़ती है. Hospitals चलेगा. Restaurant, okay, right.
But right now we can say pharma.
There's one more industry, sir. I want to keep cracking jokes to keep the mood light, right? Liquor industry. Recession proof.
Both times it grows.
देखो आप एकदम जोर से बात करते हो सर इस पे, right? Good times, people are happy so they drink. Bad times, they still drink because they're sad. One more industry. Food industry. Hindustan Lever had all these options. Pharma करना है, नहीं, brand नहीं चलेगा इधर. Liquor करना है, नहीं, brand dilute हो जाएगा. वो टाइम में education था ही नहीं. Hospital में अभी आया है. Now let us attach our brand to food industry. So they moved from FMCG to food industry. And my last point, colleagues, whenever you are talking of growth, growth can happen in two ways. It's been a very satisfying interaction with you all. I want to finish it on a top level note. Growth can happen on two ways. One way growth can happen is what is known as organic growth. Organic growth basically means projects. Greenfield, lovely. Greenfield. You set up everything yourself and you keep growing. Lovely, sir. Greenfield. Or you can also call it as brownfield. What is brownfield? Is nothing but expanding. Brownfield is expansion of our existing capacity. Greenfield is starting all over new. Brilliant. Another route of growth is inorganic. Lovely. You grow, you diversify through an inorganic route, and what comes here is mergers and acquisitions. Hindustan Lever, I want to close this discussion, not with Hindustan Lever, not by giving negative examples. Hindustan Lever decided to diversify, thank you sir, and they decided to diversify through the inorganic route. They went through M&A. One by one, they started acquiring companies. Lipton, Brook Bond. Unfortunately for them, Lipton, Brook Bond, Qualities, they kept acquiring one by one. Unfortunately for them, they failed. I want to stop Hindustan Lever. What I want to tell all of you all is, please remember that this you have to take back for a strategic vision from today. Please note, and I want to write it right here, right? Whenever you reach that level, God bless, sooner the better. Please remember, right? I'm going to put it right here for you all. 2/3 of M&A fail. Remember this statistic for life. 2/3 of M&A failed. Hindustan Lever failed. Let's forget that. They couldn't manage. Why? Right. Now they are doing course correction. But without getting into Hindustan Lever, why they fail? When you walk back, remember the reasons. M&A कर रहे हो ना तो कीजिए. But remember 3 things in entire M&A, right? Why M&A fails is, right? One reason why M&A fails is, एक पहला एक याद रखिए, 2/3 of M&A fail. I want you to be in that 1/3 which succeed. So what are the precautions? Why do they fail? Reasons. Venkat sir, valuations. People tend to overpay. And that's where I told you, whenever you are all non-finance colleagues, whenever people like me come and tell you valuation, next time Siddharth sir should say, beautiful presentation Mr. Menon, your valuation report is good, can I see your assumptions? मैंने आपको दे दिया है, and again I repeat, ask for assumptions and do sensitivity analysis. खत्म, story वहाँ बाहर आ जाएगा. Valuations or overvaluations. Second reason why M&A fail is because of hubris. Hubris means ego. Sometimes ये क्या होता है ना, modern day managers believe that they are Alexander the Great. Bigger the better. तो उनको hubris आ जाता है. Hubris is ego. So this is something you have to guard against. Don't get emotionally connected to your project. Don't get emotionally connected. नहीं चल रहा है तो अच्छा है. I'll give you the best example before I give you the last one, right? The best example is Infosys. If you see Infosys bid for Exxon. They were ready to pay 600 million. HCL came in and said they are ready to pay for the same Exxon 800 million. Now if Infosys wants, Infosys can buy Exxon also and HCL also. They have got that much cash. Infosys said, and that shows, I salute them. I'm not sure what people write in Economic Times and all that. For me, I salute Infosys. But what Infosys said is, I have done my valuation. I think this company is worth 600 million. If somebody else is ready to pay 900 million, let him pay. I'm coming out. So people may write, failed merger, the negotiations failed, Infosys was not aggressive. I think it is good because it's all about valuations. Once you value it, if you feel that somebody else is offering better, let that guy have it. You walk out. Don't get attached to that company. Don't make it an ego issue. And the third thing, why do they fail? I want you to be among the 1/3, right? Absolutely. I'm not giving examples, sir, because you will give examples. Watch out for valuations. Watch out for hubris. And third and most important issue, I'm ending a finance session by talking about something which is non-finance, but which is even more important. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Rajiv, sir, you are having the final word. Thank you. Cultural issues. Please understand cultural issues. You want to acquire an investment bank. I want to acquire this company, and all the top management quit, saying that I don't want to work with Mr. Menon. What am I acquiring here? Chairs and tables? Please understand, it's all about cultural issues. If you can't manage cultural issues, end of the matter. It's a simple thing, right? For us, I'll give you an example. Standard Chartered Bank and ANZ Gridless Bank, foreign banks, that's what we think. Wrong. When this merger happened, Standard Chartered Bank is a British bank. And British, they are very much system driven. Business later, systems first. ANZ Gridley is an Australian New Zealand bank, aggressive bank. Moment the merger happened, for us, 2 foreign banks, wrong, culture mismatch. Top management of ANZ put down their papers and said, we're off. Either they quit or they were asked to quit, I do not know. Cultural issues, important. Can I make a final statement? If you ever think of M&A, if you ever think of this, please do a cultural audit first. See if the cultural matches, then do a financial evaluation. Don't start the reverse process, colleagues, right? The idea was not on Hindustan Lever. I wanted to finish by talking about strategy. Please understand, first cultural audit, ये जम रहा है क्या? ठीक है क्या? हाँ, good, yeah, the culture seems to be matching. Then you start doing your financial. What I have typically seen is people ignore this third component, and that is the end of the story. And this, for every Infosys which keeps away from M&A, I want to end with a success story of a company which has only grown by the help of inorganic route. The name is Cisco. And Cisco, if you look at thousands of M&A they have been doing, and on what basis have been they doing this M&A? They have been taking these precautions. One precaution, one last time, overvaluation, be careful, hubris, be careful, cultural issues. Give that equal, if not more weightage than the finance issues. Having said this, I'll just take 2 more minutes. I don't want to leave anybody unsatisfied. Bonus, what was that bonus? Why did I say it's a book entry? And just 2 more minutes. If you go back to our entire discussion, bonus was, this was where I said issued capital, right? Issued capital was 10, reserves of surplus, thank you for this question, whoever asked me this question. Issued reserves and surplus, let us take it as 490, okay, 90, okay, 90 plus 10, 100, that was your net worth. Issued capital was 1 lakh shares into face value of 10, all concepts in place, right? Now what's bonus? Okay, that was my important thing on strategy. What was bonus? Whoever asked me that question. Remember bonus, thank you for the question. Bonus is, you will find this on the website also, by the way, but I still want to answer this. Bonus is nothing but capitalization, is nothing but capitalization of reserves. See, bonus is, right, one sec, I'll explain, my pleasure. Bonus is nothing but capitalization of reserves. Pay attention, give me that one final call. Suppose a company says 1:1. That means for every 1 share, the company will give you 1 share. Okay, can I just take 1 more minute here? What does 2:1 mean? If you have 2 shares, you get 1 share. Okay. Okay. Now, please remember, all of you all, please remember the second number. Please remember this, sir. That's why I asked this question. The second number is your original holding. So 2:1 basically means for every 1 share that you hold, you're getting 2 additional shares. If you want to say for every 2 shares, you will get 1 share, then the ratio should be like this. Remember this, right? And I have seen this gap in many people. The reason I think the gap is because many of us, when we train, we don't go beyond 1:1. Okay, remember this. You have a company in India which gave a bonus ratio of 100:1. For every 1 share, they gave 100 shares, right? The name of the company was, right? But before you say, wow, let me tell you, this 95% of this company shares were held by the promoters themselves. Okay, right? And the name of the company was, they shocked the markets, but if you analyze it, you would have realized, hey, to promoter holding company. I'll pick finance. Which group company? Reverse the name, you'll get the, right, you'll get the group company. Please note, second number is your original holding. Now I want to come back to 1:1. I'm making a 1:1 bonus. Lakshmanan sir has 100 shares, I'm giving him 100 shares. Sudhir sir has 1,000 shares, I'm giving him 1,000 shares. Namita has 500 shares, I'm giving her 500 shares. Yashwant sir has 50 shares, I'm giving him 50 shares. That means shareholding is doubling. So this 1 lakh shares is becoming 2 lakhs. Face value remains as 10. So issued capital is how much? 20. अरे लेकिन आया कहाँ से 20? सोचो, net worth is remaining as 100. Net worth कुछ बड़ा नहीं कंपनी का. ये कहाँ से आया? ये 20 कैसा हुआ? यहाँ से आया. यहाँ से आया ये. That means this 90 has become how much? 80. What is bonus? Look at the term. I told you the term gives the answer out. Capitalization of reserves. Reserves are becoming capital. So bonus is a book entry. Now, many of us, why I encourage this and I said I want to do it before you go, because some dear colleagues wanted me to talk on personal finance. Please don't think it is something like a shopper stop sale. Ek shirt pe ek shirt free, nothing like that. It is just a book entry. It makes sense. For good companies, it makes sense. Where it makes sense. Don't think bonus aane wala hai to company ka shares upar jayega. Kuch nahi hota hai. You have to see the case. Some companies it makes sense, like blue chip companies, because I'll tell you what. For good companies, it can be a good indication. What is that good indication? Earlier, it can be a good indication. Earlier, the company was ready to pay dividend on what? 1 lakh shares. By giving a bonus for good companies, for giving a bonus, what are they trying to indicate? They are trying to indicate that now we are ready to pay the same dividend rate, not on 1 lakh shares, but on, that means it looks like future profitability will be better. So, just because there is a bonus, don't get excited. You have to analyze. Which is this company? Is it a blue chip company? Oh my God. Is it ITC? Is it Nestle? Then it must be a case of signaling. Otherwise, it's a book entry. And remember one thing about bonus, dear friends. The last thing that I want to tell you, which is extremely important. Bonus for good companies, and I want to stop with this, right, can be a sign of, for good companies, only for good companies, better future profitability. For all the remaining companies, bonus would remain as a book entry, which is nothing but a capitalization of reserves. Since dear colleagues asked me, I just thought I'll make my point. This is something on the markets. I'll stop with this. Thank you very much. Any questions, any repetitions that you would like to ask before I say thanks one last time?
Dollar becoming strong against INR.
Huh.
Routing of money to Mauritius
It's also playing a factor, major factor.
I
And Rajesh sir, there is also one more theory which people are saying, is that Swiss banks have given time till April for Indians to get their black money back. So it seems that the government is pushing the value of money so that they can get their money and then it will go back. Not sure which one is right, right? So you could look at both of these angles, but India,
$4 to get that money routed.
possible. And typically, yeah, I will, sir. Typically, right, it's also coupled with the fact that we have very high fiscal deficits. India as a country is having very high fiscal deficits. Yes, sir.
Just hoping you would touch something upon personal finance.
Do you want me to talk about personal finance? Sure. Okay, so I need all of you to look at me for personal finance. Okay, one is mutual funds. The second thing I'll do, why not, right? I'll do a bit on personal finance, a bit more. I'll need 1 minute of your time, but I don't want to negate anybody. Please note. ESOP, my friend Rohan, is nothing but employee stock options. Rather than making employees feel like employees, you make them feel like shareholders. So you assume that they will work more for your company because they are shareholders. But please note, ESOP has both plus and minus. Nowadays the ESOP as a culture is coming down because what people are saying is, don't give me shares, give me bonus itself. You give me shares and market price falls. Then I feel even more bad because I worked double hard to get the shares and the market has fallen. So ESOP as a culture today is looked at, but otherwise in good conditions, employees, you make them feel important that you are a key employee as employees. Aajkal thoda market down hai, ESOP mat try karna, right? Please don't try it. Okay, but good question. No, not necessarily. If it has a company policy, you can always say, I don't know in Kohinoor, you can always say it's optional. I don't want this. You can either give me a pure bonus or I don't want to invest. As simple as that, right? Sir, since it has come from you, if you are framing it, you would be framing it. The other colleague has got it. My question is always have a policy of ESOP plus cash payment. Then employees will be more satisfied with you, right? Why not? I'll come to personal finance, I promise. I'll take these questions first. Yeah.
What is debt-free company?
Debt-free company, Faridji, basically means that, look at the term, no sir, look at the term. Means this company does not...
If company is financing from the people,
Ha.
then how...
Equity. Infosys, debt free company. इतना पैसा है उनके पास कि वो बाकी लोग को पैसा देते हैं. तो that is not debt free company. Now, debt free only means, thank you for the question, it only means this company does not have any debt. Example, Infosys, right? That means another word for debt free is cash rich company.
It does not have any bank
बैंक बोरोइंग कुछ नहीं, वर्किंग कुछ भी नहीं सर, चाहिए नहीं.
shareholder.
शेयर होल्डर का पैसा है और जो इंटरनल लोग बनाते हैं सर. बिजनेस कैपिटल इंटेंसिव नहीं है तो फिर कुछ लगता नहीं ना सर. वो जब भी कैपिटल इंटेंसिव है तभी डेट आएगा. यस yes, average collection, just multiply the same ratio that I said, sales by receivable, multiply that by 365 and then you will get your average collection period. So instead of talking in terms, very good, first of all I'm honored, I thought I was delaying but you are really asking me questions, thanks for that. Instead of talking in terms of number of turns, you will talk in terms of number of days. Yes, Lakshmanan sir, go ahead.
Cost, how do you have any percentage?
Huh.
What can be a sales cost to the sales?
Sir,
For
this,
For
right,
example, you're coming getting sales 10
Huh.
or 10 rupees or
Huh.
10 rupees. What can be the sales cost, including?
this is an industry, I was waiting to answer this also. This is more a function of your industry rather than being a generic answer. So you'll have to look at what is your scope for other players in the industry. So if you look at in your case itself, sir, you're right, like if you're saying steel, I'll compare SAIL with Jindal, Jindal with POSCO and then come out with an average. So generic you will not be coming in, but within industry, typically sales to cost, we see capital intensive business, typically profit margins are 20 to 30%, right? Please.
My question is totally different.
Yes.
Sales cost,
Huh.
core sales cost
Huh.
for a industrial marketing like us. Salary you pay
Huh.
plus the marketing cost.
Huh.
When you compare to the total sales,
Huh.
what is the maximum percentage?
Thanks for the question, sir. Right? Yeah. Right. It is a function of the industry. Second, thanks. Second, you will have to also look at what is the margin. Typically, it should not exceed 85% is typically what I say for industrial marketing products. But if it is anything less than that, right, it's even more better. There are companies which will even go with 70%. That means they are operating on a 30% margin, sir. But anything more than 85% looks like a thin margin business. Then you will have to compensate that thin margin by volumes. Like Abhi Pankaj sir hai, he might be in a 1%, 2% business, but वो volume से compensate करेगा. Any other questions before I talk about personal finance? Yes, sir.
Subprime crisis हुआ था.
हाँ.
Was that not at all anticipated by all these financial experts?
No.
And what were they doing?
नहीं sir, because all नहीं sir, ये सब ultimately you have to understand that it's human beings. There were some people who anticipated, like Rubini, right? Talib, 3-4 जन. Others वो चला जाता है sir. And let me tell you, do we keep saying this? I have a simple theory for financial experts. Typically, I'm joking, but I need to. Financial experts are typically those who explain the event after the event has happened. Right?
That's what I noticed when the share market crashed during that period.
Which
Surya
is-
Mukherjee used to bullish all shares which he used to talk about. All those shares collapsed after almost 6 or 8 months. And he again started talking about those shares that this will go down, this will go down. For those who he talked that this will go up.
Sir, thank you. Without naming anybody, right? Please note the fact is, sir. And if there are experts, na sir, let me tell you, they'll never share. It's a simple rule. They will first profit and then write a book on how they made the profits, right? So that's why I keep saying this, right? So it was a very good question. You need to, when somebody says value, I know I'm repeating for a third time, but please let me do it. When somebody does valuations, project finance, etc., question the assumptions. Your strength is assumptions. Today you have picked up all the finance jargons. Now combine it with your assumptions and it will become a very potent combination. Thank you for your questions. Since a dear colleague wanted me to talk a bit more, oh, okay. I don't mind, go ahead.
Sir, we always talk about dollar, US dollar, but actually the world's highest currency, if I remember, is Kuwait dinar. Kuwaiti dinar is somewhere around 3 times the dollar.
Oh, that is just that. That is, oh, but that is right.
But why do always, have about dollar only? So basically the driving unit is dollar. The across the world, is just related to only GDP or is there anything else?
GDP, second, their political influence. Second, the way they control the finances. If you look at the most of the bigger companies, where do they come from? It comes from the United States. It's as simple as that. Right? And let's also face one thing, but this will remain for another 5 to 10 years. People keep writing US will collapse and all that. Both time may be, right? And please also get one thing clear, for anybody to replace, you need to have that inherent strength. Sorry, I didn't see you put up a hand. Huh? Anybody else before I go to personal finance? Shenanigans by Hull, Hull, Hull. Website. Simplifiedfinance.net. It's all uploaded free. You can refer to it. Can I finish? Sorry, I really extended. One more question. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Just a little clarification that something you explained a long time ago. But when you say issued capital and share capital, is it the same thing?
Same thing. It's the same thing, but within share capital, sorry, I didn't see you again. Within share capital, ma'am kept asking authorized capital and issued capital. You should be focusing on issued capital. In personal finance, thank you for all your questions, right, with your permission. Along with mutual funds, I think I'd like to add one thing. Thank you for bringing it up, right? Thanks for your interest. I think there's something known as an insurance that I would like to talk about before we say thank you to each other. Please note, if you are taking insurance, the best insurance product that according to me that you should take is a policy which is known as term policy, pure term, right? Thank you, Jibu sir, for making me say this. I was wondering whether I've exceeded time. Thank you for waiting 2 more minutes. Term policy will give you the highest cover with the least premiums. It is very rarely sold by people because the commissions are the least. I'll leave it at that. But if you are looking at insurance, avoid ULIPs, unit linked policies. If you have taken it, don't worry. You have taken a costly product, continue it till maturity.